What's new from the Barbados Light and Power Company with your host, Jackie Marshall Clark.
Thank you for joining me. November is CARICOM Energy Month, as celebrated by the Caribbean Community CARICOM Secretariat in collaboration with key regional institutions, development partners, and member states. This month, world leaders, including our own Prime Minister, have been in Glasgow, Scotland, attending the Climate Change COP26 with the aim of proposing sustainable solutions for a reduction in global warming. Each year, worldwide, our daily demand for energy increases, power our increasingly online lives. And if we are to reach that goal to slow down climate change, the transition from the use of fossil fuel, oil generation to cleaner renewable energy is paramount. Light and Power's 100-100 vision, 100% renewable energy and supporting 100% electrification, continues to be forefront in the way we do business as an organization. The company in total has invested over $100 million in renewable and other clean energy enabling projects at the Trent St. Lucie site, a 10 megawatt solar farm, a 5 megawatt battery storage facility, and a 33 megawatt clean energy bridge project. And don't forget the Renewable Energy Rider, introduced a decade ago for independent power producers. Last month, for only the second time in nearly 40 years, Light and Power applied to the Fair Trading Commission for a rate increase on electricity base rates. This will not only enable us to maintain a safe, reliable, and resilient electricity service, but it will allow ongoing investment in renewable energy systems that will meet your expectations, our customers' needs, and lead to a cleaner climate for our children and their children's futures. We have received a lot of questions and feedback about the rate application through our social media pages and emails. So this month, the What's New radio program focuses on the rate review, and we have invited a representative from the general public to moderate the Energy Month Roundtable. Here is broadcaster and presenter Gaynell Marshall.
I would like to welcome Managing Director Roger Blackman.
Good afternoon, Gaynell.
Director Customer Solutions, Kim Griffith Tang-How.
Good afternoon, Gaynell.
And Manager Regulatory Affairs, Adrian Carter.
Hello, Gaynell.
And thank you so much for inviting me to be moderator for this process. As we know, there has been much discussion and plenty of questions coming in from the customers of Barbados. And Roger, I figure I should just start with the head and just start with you, because one of the sentiments being echoed time and again, and you would understand as well, that we're in the midst very much still of a global pandemic. A number of people are still struggling financially in terms of their own social services, and they will continue to struggle for a while. So the big question that's on everyone's mind is, why would Light and Power choose now to file for a rate increase? Was there not a different time that could have been chosen if, in fact, a rate increase is needed?
Good afternoon again, Gaynell. Thanks for that question. We certainly know that there's no ideal time for any business to ask customers to pay more for its services. And we certainly understand the impacts of COVID-19 and the resulting hardships for some of our customers. In the circumstances, or coming for a rate increase at this time, in this environment in particular, is an absolute last resort and critical to us continuing to have adequate resources to meet the level of service that is required by our customers. Our customers are central to all that we do, and we want them to be confident in the service that we provide. The increase will enable us to continue investment in the electricity network so that businesses can keep operating efficiently, our customers can work and study remotely, and facilitate other utilities such as water and telecoms to provide their services. Any further delay in us requesting a rate adjustment could undermine the future resilience and reliability of the electricity network.
Now, Kim, Roger did mention that you cannot delay asking for an increase any further, but from some of the comments that we've been seeing on social media and in the traditional media and the general feedback, some people are insisting that their bills have already increased over the last 3 months. What does Light and Power have to say to this?
Thanks for that question, Gaynell. So Gaynell, there has been no change to customers' electricity base rates since 2010. And Gaynell, when I talk about base rates, I mean the portion of the money that you pay to settle your bill that actually stays with Light and Power, because the bill is made up of different components, and all of the money that a customer pays on their bill doesn't stay with us. Some goes to the government in the form of VAT, and some is paid to local fuel supply companies for fuel and to renewable energy suppliers for the energy that they sell to us. And so I think to answer this question adequately, it would be important that we talk about how the bill is structured. And so, in fact, if we are granted the increase requested, it would only be the second time, I want to make this point, the second time that our electricity base rates would have increased in over 40 years. And the increase that customers may be seeing, why customers are feeling that the bills have increased recently, that relates to the fuel charge portion of their bill, which changes monthly and is driven by international oil prices. And that's why I really want to talk about the structure of the bills, because for residential customers who account for over 80% of our customer base, their bill consists of three main components. So there is the fixed customer charge, that's the first component, and the energy charge, that's the second component. And this is when I talk about the base rate or the portion that comes to Light and Power, it's those two that I'm talking about. We have not had those rates change since 2010. Now, the third primary component on the bill is the fuel charge. And that typically accounts for more than 50% of a customer's bill. And the fuel charge has indeed increased in recent months. And this increase is what customers have been seeing on their bills. This is as a direct result of the increase in international oil prices, as I said, and not as a result of any increase in Light and Power's base rate. The cost of fuel is a pass-through cost to customers. So I'm going to explain that. When I talk about a pass-through cost to customers means that Light and Power does not make any money or have any markup on the fuel, and we don't profit from the fuel. So every month we set the fuel clause adjustment, and the money we collect from customers for fuel is paid to local fuel suppliers and to renewable energy suppliers who sell energy into the grid.
Thank you, Kim, for the explanation and for the breakdown of the bill. So, Adrian, I have a question for you now, because Kim just mentioned that the increase that customers are currently seeing on their bills relates to the increase in fuel charges, and that your base rate actually has not increased since 2010. So what increase in your base rate are you seeking if your application is approved?
Thank you, Gaynell. We applied for 11.9% increase in base revenue. However, the level of increase will vary depending on the customer tariff under which customers receive their electricity supply. Approximately 35% of our residential customers consume under 150 kilowatt hours in a month. And given the current fuel costs, these customers' bills are not expected to increase by more than $6 as a result of the rates we propose. A more typical residential customer uses around 250 kilowatt hours in a month, and those customers will see around a $12 or an 8% increase in their electricity bill.
So, Roger, Adrian mentioned that the proposed increase in the base rates and what they may be, does this actually have anything to do with the new generating plant that you're building in St. Lucie?
Yes, there's a connection there. The new generating plant or the Clean Energy Bridge, which is currently being constructed in St. Lucie at a cost of just over $130 million, is a significant and necessary investment that is one of the factors influencing the need for a rate case at this time. This new plant is expected to be in service by the time the proposed new rates are approved. It is a more efficient plant. It's a very efficient plant and is expected to result in an approximate 10% reduction in the fuel cost component of customers' bills. So the net effect of these fuel savings will significantly mitigate the impact of the proposed rate increase on customers' bills. So, for example, instead of the typical residential customer seeing an increase of $12, as Adrian just estimated, based on the application, the net increase will actually be somewhere around $3 based on current international oil prices and based on the fuel savings that we expect to derive from the Clean Energy Bridge when that is commissioned.
So what kind of time frame would people be looking at for those cost mitigation to take place? Cost savings, what kind of time?
That plant is close to being commissioned. Of course, it has run into a few delays as a result of COVID. Like every other project on the island, we had some delays there, but it is now expected to be in service from January 2022. So in a couple of months, that should be fully in service.
Now, as you said from the very beginning, there's no such thing as a great time to ask for a rate increase. There's no way to bring out the pom-poms when we're asking customers for more money or more investment. But what would the Light and Power customer to take away from today's discussion?
Well, certainly we would want to assure customers that they can continue to count on us to safely provide them with energy that is both cost-effective and reliable. And of course, we welcome the opportunity going forward to engage with customers and other stakeholders in the coming months on the proposals contained in our rate application.
I want to thank you all so much for taking the time out today to further expound on what I'm sure was a pile of burning questions on the part of the Barbadian public. And I'm sure there are more that we didn't even get to in this space of time for the purpose of the radio show.
Thank you, Gaynell. To listen to the full version of the roundtable, go to our website, www.blpc.com.bb, and search for What's New Radio Extra Time. Light and Power's application for a review of electricity rates was accepted by the Fair Trading Commission on October 31st, and we are awaiting a date for a formal hearing. Meanwhile, we want to answer any questions you may have about the rate review application. You can use our social media pages, BLPC Online on Facebook or IG, or tweet BLPC. You can also find information about the rates on our website, www.blpc.com.bb, or email us at blpcrates@blpc.com.bb.
What's new from the Barbados Light and Power Company?
You're listening to What's New Radio with me, Jackie Marshall Clark, Manager Communication and Government Relations. In the roundtable discussion earlier in the program, you would have heard explain the variable cost of the fuel clause adjustment. It is variable because it depends on the monthly price of oil worldwide, which in turn impacts the price we pay for oil from our suppliers. Light and Power does not add any markup on fuel or even earn a return on it. The FCA is also what Kim Griffith Tang-How referred to as a pass-through cost to our customers. The FCA for the month of November is 34.9587 cents per kilowatt hour, compared to 32.8251 cents per kilowatt hour in October, an increase of 2 cents. It is the highest it has been for 2021. So you will notice an increase in your bill for November, and this is due to the high price of oil worldwide. We encourage customers to use our energy-saving tips on our website and social media pages. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, as customers, we're using more energy to conduct online business, shopping, and to use social media apps. So it is important to monitor and be aware of greater energy usage during this time, and certainly how you and your family can save on your energy bill.
What's new from the Barbados Light and Power Company?
I'm Jackie Marshall Clark. Thank you for being with me on our November edition of What's New Radio. If you've missed any of the program and want to listen to the rates application roundtable again, or any of our What's New Radio monthly programs, go to our website, www.blpc.com.bb, and search for What's New Radio. To keep up to date on what's happening at Light and Power, go to our Facebook page or Instagram at BLPC Online, or contact a customer care representative on 626-4300. Till next month, bye for now.
This program was produced for the Barbados Light and Power Company by SFA Communications.